Onions! They are the unsung heroes of countless dishes, adding depth and complexity to our culinary creations. But have you ever considered growing your own? Imagine the satisfaction of harvesting fresh, flavorful onions from your own backyard. Whether you are an experienced gardener or just starting, this comprehensive guide will equip you with the knowledge and confidence to cultivate a thriving onion patch. Onions come in a fascinating array of varieties, each with its own unique flavor profile and culinary uses. From the pungent kick of the Red Baron to the sweet and mellow Ailsa Craig, there's an onion out there to tantalize every palate. Before embarking on your onion growing journey, take some time to explore the different types available and choose the ones that best suit your taste and cooking preferences. Remember, growing your own onions allows you to control the growing conditions and ensure they are free from harmful pesticides. So roll up your sleeves, grab your gardening gloves, and let's delve into the rewarding world of onion cultivation together. Just like a house needs a solid foundation, onions require well-prepared soil to thrive. Before you even think about sowing seeds or planting sets, take the time to create an optimal growing environment for your onions. Onions prefer loose, well-drained soil that allows their roots to spread freely and access essential nutrients. Begin by clearing the area of any weeds or debris that might compete with your onions for resources. Next, incorporate plenty of organic matter, such as compost or well-rotted manure, into the top 6 to 8 inches of soil. Organic matter improves soil structure, enhances drainage, and provides a slow release of nutrients to nourish your growing onions. Onions prefer a slightly acidic to neutral soil pH, ideally between 6.0 and 7.0. You can test your soil pH using a simple kit from a garden center. If necessary, amend the soil with lime to raise the pH or sulfur to lower it. By investing time in soil preparation, you'll create a fertile foundation that will set your onions up for success. Now that your soil is prepped and ready, it's time to decide whether you'll be starting your onions from seeds or sets. Both methods have their own advantages and considerations, so let's explore each option to help you make an informed decision. Onion seeds are a cost-effective option, especially if you're planning on growing a large number of onions. They also offer a wider variety of choices compared to sets. However, starting onions from seed requires a longer growing season, as the seeds need time to germinate and develop into sturdy seedlings. Onion sets, on the other hand, are small, immature onion bulbs that have been specially grown for planting. They offer the advantage of a head start, as they've already undergone their initial growth stage. Sets are easier to plant than seeds and typically mature faster, making them a popular choice for gardeners with shorter growing seasons. With your soil prepared and your onion start chosen, it's time to get your hands dirty and plant. Whether you're sowing seeds or tucking sets into the ground, follow these steps to ensure your onions get off to a strong and healthy start. For seeds, sow them indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last expected frost date. Fill seed trays with a well-draining seed starting mix and sprinkle the seeds thinly over the surface. Cover them lightly with soil and mist with water. Once the seedlings have developed a few true leaves, harden them off gradually by introducing them to outdoor conditions for increasingly longer periods. When planting onion sets, choose a sunny location that receives at least 6 hours of direct sunlight each day. Plant the sets about 1 inch deep and 4 to 6 inches apart, with the pointed end facing upwards. Water them in well to settle the soil around the roots. If you're starting with seedlings, transplant them into the garden after the last frost date. Handle them carefully by their leaves to avoid damaging the delicate roots. Space them according to the variety's mature size, usually 6 to 8 inches apart. Water them in thoroughly to help them establish in their new home. Section 5. Watering wisdom, quenching your onions' thirst. Just like us, onions need a consistent supply of water to thrive. However, too much or too little water can spell disaster for your crop. Mastering the art of watering is crucial for ensuring healthy onion growth and preventing common problems. Onions have shallow root systems, which means they are particularly susceptible to drought stress. Aim to keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. Water deeply and less frequently, allowing the top inch of soil to dry out slightly between waterings. As a general rule of thumb, onions require about 1 inch of water per week. You can monitor the soil moisture by sticking your finger into the ground. If it feels dry to the touch, it's time to water. Avoid overhead watering, as this can wet the foliage and increase the risk of fungal diseases. Instead, use a soaker hose or drip irrigation to deliver water directly to the roots. Section 6. The importance of weeding and mulching. Weeds are the bane of every gardener's existence, and onions are no exception. These pesky invaders compete with your onions for water, nutrients and sunlight, hindering their growth and reducing your yield. Regular weeding is essential for maintaining a healthy and productive onion patch. Start weeding as soon as you see any unwanted plants emerging. Use a hoe or hand pull weeds carefully, taking care not to disturb the shallow roots of your onions. Mulching around your onions with straw, shredded leaves or grass clippings can help suppress weed growth and retain soil moisture. Mulch also helps to regulate soil temperature, keeping the roots cool during hot summer months. Apply a 2 to 3 inch layer of mulch around your onions, taking care to keep it away from the base of the plants to prevent rot. Regular weeding and mulching will go a long way in ensuring your onions have the best chance to thrive. Section 7. Feeding your onions. Fertilizing for flavor. While onions are relatively low-maintenance crops, they do benefit from regular fertilization to support their growth and enhance their flavor. Providing the right nutrients at the right time will reward you with larger, more flavorful bulbs. Onions are heavy feeders, especially during their bulb development stage. Start fertilizing your onions about 3 to 4 weeks after planting, or when the seedlings have developed a few true leaves. Use a balanced fertilizer with equal parts nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, such as a 10-10-10 or 14-14-14 formula. Sprinkle the fertilizer evenly around the base of the plants, taking care not to get it on the foliage. Water it in well to help the nutrients penetrate the soil and reach the roots. Fertilize your onions every 4 to 6 weeks throughout the growing season, adjusting the frequency and amount based on the variety and your soil conditions. Section 8. Recognizing healthy growth, a gardener's guide. As your onions grow, it's important to keep a watchful eye out for any signs of pests, diseases, or nutrient deficiencies. Early detection is key to preventing minor issues from escalating into major problems that can jeopardize your harvest. Healthy onion plants have sturdy, upright stems and lush green foliage. The leaves should be firm and free of any spots, discoloration, or wilting. Regularly inspect your onions for any signs of pests such as onion flies, thrips, or aphids. These insects can cause damage to the leaves, bulbs, and overall health of your plants. If you notice any signs of pests or diseases, consult with your local garden center or agricultural extension office for appropriate control methods. They can help you identify the specific issue and recommend effective and environmentally friendly solutions. Section 9. Harvesting your bounty. Tips for success. After weeks of tending to your onion patch, the moment of truth has arrived. Harvest time. Knowing when and how to harvest your onions is crucial for ensuring optimal flavor and storage life. Onions are typically ready to harvest about 3 to 4 months after planting, depending on the variety and your growing conditions. The tops of the onions will start to yellow and flop over, signaling that the bulbs have reached maturity. Stop watering your onions about a week before you plan to harvest them to allow the necks to dry out and improve storage life. To harvest your onions, carefully loosen the soil around the bulbs with a garden fork or trowel. Gently lift the onions from the ground, taking care not to bruise or damage the bulbs. Leave the tops intact and allow the onions to cure in a well-ventilated, shady location for about 2 to 3 weeks. Curing helps to develop the onion's flavor and improve its storage potential. Once the onions have cured, store them in a cool, dry and dark place. You can store them in mesh bags, baskets or even old pantyhose to allow for air circulation. Properly stored onions can last for several months, providing you with a delicious and nutritious harvest throughout the winter.